It's been a brutal month for the state of Tennessee. In addition to the horrific school shooting in Nashville, the volunteer state has also had to contend with major storms. And now there's a deadly fungus spreading at an alarming rate, according to the CDC. Joining us now for more is trauma surgeon and the founder of Healthy Tennessee, Dr. Manny Sethi. Dr. Sethi, good morning to you. I do want to see how you and folks are doing in Tennessee following so much going on in your state.
Well, good morning. Thanks so much for having me. We've had a busy time here in Tennessee. As you mentioned, we had this just horrible school shooting last week. And then we had EF2, EF3 tornadoes ravaging Tennessee, mostly West Tennessee. We lost 15 people in the last few days, which has been very difficult. But we're in God's hands. We're going to be okay. Yeah,
I know that folks in Tennessee are very, very religious and very much into their faith, and a lot of people are praying. Now, these tornadoes, the death toll is now, as you mentioned, 15 across the state. How are hospitals handling things, and are they prepared for this type?
Well, we have multiple level 1 trauma centers here in Tennessee. Most of the folks that were injured ended up going to the Med or Regions 1 out in Memphis, and then we saw some folks here. For example, I took care of a gentleman yesterday who was a line worker trying to get power restored when a tree fell on him. So we certainly appreciate those folks and what they do. But a lot of the injuries that we're seeing are tornadoes that rip through people's homes, or trees fell on homes, or trees literally fell on people. So these are devastating injuries, but we are prepared. We do have the capability across the state, which is a very good thing at a time like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. I guess you think about the injuries from the tornadoes, but there's all those workers out there doing a lot of work and potentially could get hurt. Moving on now to the case of this deadly fungus that's now appearing in 28 states. How concerned should we be, and where is this spreading from?
Well, this is Candida auris, which is this sort of new type of fungus or mutated fungus, I should say. The normal kind, athlete's foot, that type of thing is called Candida albicans. Now, what's different about this new one is that it's very hard to contain, and it's very resistant to drugs, to what we call azoles, which is what we treat these fungal infections with. But here's the bottom line for your viewers. If you're healthy, you don't need to worry about this. This infection, this fungal infection, is spreading in hospitals amongst very sick people. So people who don't have good immune systems, who have things in their body like central lines or different urinary catheters, things like that. But the bottom line is these are sicker folks who are immunocompromised, or meaning that their immune system is not working. Why this is spreading is because it's very hard to contain. Most of these fungal infections, if you just if they're on bed sheets, etc., you just, wash the sheets in really hot water. It takes care of it. It kills all of this fungus. But this fungus, very different, very hard to kill, very resistant. So it's going to be a problem to contain in hospitals because we have a lot of sick people in hospitals, right? A lot of people who are immunocompromised, and that's who this thing spreads in. So what we need to do is find a measure of containment, a way to keep sick people healthy, keep things clean, etc. But over time, I think we'll get our hands on this.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, folks in hospitals, also maybe in nursing homes. Is there any way to, as far as like if somebody at home has it, like what should they look for? What are the signs?
Well, first of all, if you're healthy, a lot of people actually carry this on their skin. About 15, it's been shown to be on like 15% of people, et cetera. But, if you're somebody who you're on immunosuppressants or taking chemotherapy, things like that, and you get sick, what you want to do is just see your healthcare provider, mention you're concerned about this. But again, people who are at home, this is probably not going to be an issue. This is mostly in ICU settings or nursing home settings, as you mentioned. Not really in homes.
Yeah, it makes sense. People read the headlines and they think, oh my gosh, not again. But Dr. Sethi, thank you for setting us straight and explaining all of that. Appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks so much.